What's up, guys? Leif Erickson here. So this is going to be an overreaction video of all the games that happened yesterday, and also I'm going to give my take on like the media people and how ignorant they are to certain teams and stuff for a fun thing. So if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button, give this video a like. That really helps out the channel a lot. And I appreciate every one of you guys that check out my video. I've been growing, steadily here the last couple of days, and it's been awesome to see all new people to talk to and interact with and all that stuff. So if you haven't yet and you are watching this video, please hit that subscribe button. But anyways, let's get into it. So the first game, I only got 4 picks wrong on Sunday, which if I would have went with my gut feeling, I probably wouldn't have gotten any wrong. But I wanted to kind of switch things up a little bit just for fun. But anyways, as you can see, I had the Bengals winning this game. I thought that was going to be easy win. The Bengals are now back on track. They have a winning record now, so maybe I'll start giving them a little bit more credit, with the next couple weeks come around. We'll see what happens there. I do like where the Bengals are headed though. The Tennessee Titans, I knew they wouldn't beat the Colts, or I knew they would beat the Colts, just because the Colts aren't good without Wentz this year. I knew this was going to happen. I knew that Wentz wasn't the problem there in Indianapolis. A lot of people tried to make it seem like Wentz was the reason they didn't. They should have been in the playoffs last year, but I wouldn't put it all on Wentz. But the Colts are not good with Matt Ryan. This is the one. This is the first one anyway. That the Packers and Commanders. I believe I originally had the Commanders winning this game, but then because Wentz was out, and I thought that maybe Aaron Rodgers, needing to win a game, would win this one. But apparently I was wrong. But I knew that this would be a really close game, and I knew that either team could win this one. So technically I wasn't wrong, but I did pick the wrong choice for my selection. But I'm not at all shocked by this. The Green Bay Packers are not good at all this year. And the Commanders, they can be good, but they also, they're kind of like in the middle where the Packers have just been playing like really bad all year. And then the Carolina Panthers, I knew they were going to win this game because I know, like, this is one of the teams, right, that the announcers are always going off about, like, oh, there's no one good in the NFC. It's just because the Buccaneers, the Rams, and the Packers aren't doing good this year. All of a sudden, there's no great team in the NFC. Like, that shit pisses me off. I think it's so ignorant because they're all saying no one, like, they talk about how the Bills and the Chiefs are running away with the AFC, but they don't ever give the Eagles or the Giants credit when they're running away in the NFC. And I think that's ignorant. I think it's bullshit, and it's very disrespectful to the Eagles and the Giants both when they're completely running away in the NFC and everyone else is trying to catch up to them. The Buccaneers are trash. Get over it. This is just how it's going to be this year. They have so many injuries. They're missing. They lost 2 of their best players. So it is what it is. Just get used to the Buccaneers losing. And I thought the backup quarterback for the Panthers did really well too, though. I thought he played a pretty good game for a backup. I mean, it was enough to beat Brady. So, the Jacksonville Jaguars, they should have won this game. They they had every opportunity to win this game at the end. Like, the Giants just kept making mistakes. The refs may have given at least one bad call to the favor of the Jaguars. I will be honest. But the Giants continue the win. They are 6-1. I mean, not every win is pretty for them. They probably should have lost this game to the Jaguars. The Jaguars, I think, are good. It's just that next step. The end of game is where they have to clean things up, which is for a lot of teams really in the NFL. But if the Jaguars can finish games, they're going to be a really good team, and I think they could compete with most teams. Same with the Giants. I think the Giants are legit. I don't think they are a faulty 6-1 team. I know a lot of people are like, oh, they haven't really played anyone yet. I mean, you play your schedule. They're 6-1. You can't take that away from them. We'll see how the rest of the year goes. If they continue to win, they continue to win. They start losing, they start losing. Just same with the Eagles. If the Eagles can continue to win, or if they just lose out the rest of the year, then there's real argument for what people are saying. But like right now, though, you have to give credit where credit's due. The Eagles and the Giants are just running away. The only next team close is the Cowboys. They're one game behind the Giants, and I believe everyone else is like 500 or below in the NFC. So you got to give credit where credit's due. I just think some people are just ignorant, and they're so biased, and the thing I hate the most about the media people that are on TV and stuff, and why I make my own videos now, is because they're not. I don't feel like they're like genuinely honest or care. They're just there for entertainment purposes. Um, they don't care about giving out like real information that like is about like real, like they don't cover all the teams. They all have like their biased team, and then they have certain teams that they have to talk about just because that's what they're told that they have to talk about. They don't get to just talk freely about like certain teams that are actually doing really good. It's just all which teams make us the most money. We'll just keep talking about them until it stops printing money for us, instead of actually being like, oh no, actually these teams are doing really good right now, and these teams that we thought were going to be good are absolute trash, but we're still going to have them in our top 10 for no fucking reason, just because we have to have them there for the entertainment value of it. I think it's so stupid. Um, the Ravens beat the Browns. I thought that would be easy there. Sorry, the phone was vibrating next to me. My bad. So the Ravens over the Browns. I knew that was gonna be a win. I didn't think it would be this close though. The Browns are kind of like the Jaguars, where they're always kind of like right there this year, and they, you know, Jacoby's been playing really good there. I believe he's still starting. I didn't get to watch this game, but I was surprised that it was this close. I thought the Ravens would be a lot better. I know Deshaun Jackson hasn't played yet. I think he plays next week if he does play. They have a couple days. I think they get like 2 or 3 games to decide if they want to sign Deshaun Jackson for the rest of the year. So we'll see how that goes. But I think Deshaun Jackson could be a huge asset to this team, and I think that he can do big things. I do have a video on that if you haven't seen it yet, about how I think people are sleeping on Deshaun Jackson going to the Ravens. The Cowboys at Detroit. This game was a lot closer than the score shows. The Cowboys got a late touchdown, like just filler points pretty much. Dak did not play that great. He really didn't. I mean, they're still 5-2, so I'll give them the respect that they deserve. Dak did win his game, but everyone was going off about like, oh, Dak, he's back. He played so well. No, he didn't. He played like shit. He just did. He didn't play any better than Cooper Rush did, like at all. Dak's just another Wentz. People just need to get over it. He's never gonna be an elite quarterback. He's always getting hurt. He's just there. He's a game manager, and we'll see if he can ever even get past the first round of the playoffs. Detroit Lions disappointed me this year. I thought the first couple weeks, I thought maybe this would be a good year for them, but it looks like they're still just the Lions, which is sad to see. I really like Dan Campbell, and I really want to see him get some wins. I know that guy's super passionate about his team, and it feels bad. It's not fun seeing him. But there is some fun going on over here. The New York Jets are finally legit, it looks like. They're 5-2. Who would ever thought they would hear that? They haven't been good since Rex Ryan was their coach. But they're really popping off right now. I mean, I know they did just beat the shitty-ass Broncos, but they got 5 wins, and they still win. And their schedule, I made a video on them too. I did butcher it a lot with like players and stuff because I was just trying to get the video out as fast as possible. And I do apologize for that video. That video was so bad. I should never have posted it. I should have just redid it. And maybe I will in the future if they continue the win. But I do have the Jets having 10 to 11 wins by the end of the year. So they are on pace to maybe make the playoffs. We'll see how the rest of the AFC goes. But I do have the Jets going at least like 10 to maybe 12 at the most wins if they continue to play as well as they've been playing. I've been very very impressed with the Jets so far, and I do believe that they deserve their 5-2 record right now. This one, the Raiders looked like they were gonna blow this game early, and I was like, really, the Raiders? Because I remember I did say the Raiders should beat the Texans, and if they don't, then there's some real problems that need to be addressed there. But the Raiders did finally get their second win against the Houston Texans, which is arguably the worst team and the worst roster in the NFL right now. Not counting other teams that are playing just as bad, but I mean, they are technically the worst team in the NFL. So the Raiders finally get a win again. Woo! You know, Devontae Adams showing up, and they need the. I don't know, man. I don't know what their deal is. I have to look more into the Raiders. I'll admit, like, if I don't know a lot about a team, I'll admit that, like, I didn't watch the game. I didn't see this. A lot of my stuff's off the top of the head. So you're only getting, like, real stuff with me. I'm not going to, like, fake sell a team or something just because, I'm getting paid to do that. No, I'm going to tell you exactly how I feel, exactly what I think a team's doing. I'm not going to go off of what a team did 10 years ago or, 3 years ago or last year. No, this is this year. That's how I believe. That's how I pick my teams. And that is how I decide if a team is good or bad. I don't care what they did last year. It has nothing to do with this year. Every season, every roster gets flipped around, and everyone starts at the same exact spot, and you either win your games or you lose your games. So now the Chargers, this is the biggest, like, this is a big upset to most people, but like for me, this was another game where I said I could easily see the Seahawks beating the Chargers. Now I didn't think they would just come out and dominate, especially with DK Metcalf going out early in the game, like in the second quarter, I think it was, with his knee injury. He and they still just kept running the ball right down the the Chargers, man. The Seahawks running back, I don't know his name. I have to learn it, but Walker, right? Yeah, Walker. He ran for 168 yards, for 2 touchdowns, a 74-yard run at one point. Freaking just dominated on the ground. Like that's really really good. And then Geno Smith, man, Geno Smith's been impressed me a lot too, with how far he's come since he joined the league. And he had 210 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. But so did Herbert. I mean, so it's not a big deal if the other guys throw an interception too. In my opinion, you obviously did enough to win. The run game was playing really fucking good. So I mean, the Seahawks, I think they're a team. I think they're better than the 49ers. I think the Seahawks really could be a team down the road, like by the time we get to the playoffs, especially if they can pick up a couple extra people maybe, and like the trade deadline and stuff. The Seahawks are a team to watch right now, and I'm an Eagles fan, and I will tell you that the Seahawks scare me more than any other team in the NFC. I think the Seahawks are the scariest team right now, besides the Eagles. And that's even with the Giants and the Cowboys. I'm not scared of the Cowboys. The Giants, I think we can outscore the Giants. I think our defense can hold the Giants to, like maybe 14, 17 points easily. So I'm not afraid of the Giants or the Cowboys. I'm more afraid of the Seahawks right now. We'll see. It's still early in the year, technically. We're only in week 7, so we'll see where the next couple weeks go. And, my thoughts on that can change. But right now, the Seahawks, I think, are the scariest team. The Chiefs, I knew the Chiefs would blow out the 49ers. Even with McCaffrey, I didn't know McCaffrey was on the team when I did my picks. But even with McCaffrey, I don't think the 49ers are going to be that much better. They are what they are. They're like the Cowboys. They're all bark, no bite, every time. So, I mean, at least the 49ers have gotten to the Super Bowl a couple of times since the 90s, but I don't know. I just knew this was going to be a blowout. I was right. I mean, this game here too, the Dolphins, the only reason I didn't pick the Dolphins, but I knew that the Dolphins could probably win, was because I didn't make, this was another one that I was like, hey, I don't know, both teams could win this. Either one, I could see winning. So, I knew Tua was back. I didn't know how well he was going to play. He played very good. I thought he played really good. The defense on the Steelers did a really good job at shutting him down, like later in the game, but Tua was still able to do enough to win the game. And he was taking some questionable shoulder runs where he put his head down and was running, and I was like, oh man, this guy does not care about his life. But you know what? He was there to win. He's a competitor, and I think that's awesome that he's just like, you know what? If I die, I die. I'm just going out there and I'm playing to win, and I'm going to do everything I can to give my team the best chance that possible. So, anyways, that's my video on the overreactions and my thoughts on all the teams and how they played and how the games played out, and how I just thought that they would play out pretty much is what happened for the most part. I had like four, I think, wrong technically, but they were all the games that I thought could go either way. So anyways, like I said, if you like this content, leave a like, hit that subscribe button. It really does mean a lot to me. It does help out a lot. And you leave comments, man. I want to hear what you guys think of this and everything that I've said. And I'll have another video to you guys soon. Anyways, I'll catch you next time. Peace.